And good evening again. And if I could have folks' attention, I'd appreciate that. Please continue your meal, and we'll get the show rolling here. First off, I'd like to begin our celebration by expressing my own and our college's gratitude and acknowledgement to the federally recognized Muckleshoot people as we gather on their traditional lands. We recognize the Muckleshoot tribe's continued presence as a strong, sovereign nation and their invaluable contributions to our state history, economy, and culture. I'm also grateful for the Muckleshoot tribe's long history of funding scholarships at Green River College. And if we could, a round of applause and thanks. Friends, I am honored to have you with us to celebrate our scholarship recipients. This is the 25th year we have held our annual banquet, and on behalf of the foundation staff and volunteer team, we are really pleased to have such a packed house tonight. We will hear tonight from 4 amazing, inspiring, exceptional students about the impact that scholarships have had on their educational journey and what it meant to them to be a Green River College student. I hope that through these stories and the amazing students you are meeting right now, you'll continue to see Green River College as a vital part of our community, whether that's in business, through personal connections, or as a central hub for growth and opportunity. Before we continue, I'd like to recognize the Green River College Board of Trustees, led by Chair Sharon Navas. The members of the Board of Trustees are Vice Chair Jackie Boschuk, who is with us tonight. Jackie, could you stand up, please? Arlene Perini, Elaine Chu, and Jennifer Ramirez Robson. Thank you, trustees and Vice Chair Boschuk, for your service to our students and the college community. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude to the Green River College Foundation Board. And in my world, in the nonprofit world, as the executive director of the foundation, these are also my other bosses. So a huge round of applause now would be amazing. I am truly blessed to have those folks as my partners in this work in supporting Green River College's mission of student success. I really appreciate their work as community ambassadors, their time volunteering to help us fulfill our college's commitment to being a student-ready college. Also like to acknowledge and thank our foundation, college relations, and conference services team for producing tonight's celebration, make it also possible to live stream the event for those unable to attend this evening. And I am so fortunate to come to work every day with amazing colleagues in instruction and in student affairs, support staff, each of whom is committed to Green River's mission of student success. You all have stories, but they all have stories as well about how much they care about you and how much they care about your success. And I know you see it in the classroom. I know you see it in the interactions with our student affairs team, or just the general interactions you have with all of our supporting staff. So again, colleagues, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to come to work and work with you in this great work that we do together. And also, finally, I want to thank this year's scholarship reviewers. Danielle, if I remember correctly, we had 700 plus applications. Each of those applications is read not once, not twice, but 3 times by a volunteer. And if you read scholarships, reviewed them, if you would stand up, that would be great. So we can give you a huge round of applause. So scholarship reviewers, if you stand up. Thank you. So here's the goal. It's my hope you leave here tonight uplifted, inspired about the future, and excited about the role you play in our students' success. It's my pleasure now to introduce Dr. Suzanne Johnson, president of Green River College, to talk to you a little bit more about the college's mission, growth, and the important role you all play in that success. Dr. Johnson.
That's better. George, I'll leave this out here for you because I think you need it too. Good evening, everyone. And let me extend again another welcome for this 25th annual Foundation Scholarship Dinner. I've said every year that I've attended this, which has been this is my 9th year. This is sort of the official kickoff of the holiday season for me. I don't know whether it serves that same purpose for you, but I know when we hit the scholarship dinner, it's the holiday season. And there's no event better than to illustrate, for me, the importance of hope and love. So I want to say a little bit about these two things tonight and why this event captures the essence of why any of us come to Green River College each day and works together. And I know I was walking around the room earlier. We have faculty here this evening. We have staff here this evening, administrators this evening. In fact, let me just do this. If you're a faculty member, a staff person, you serve on the executive team as an administrator, can you please stand and be acknowledged? These are individuals that work at all levels of our institution. And although we have different roles and responsibilities each day, and we may not see things exactly the same way, we have one very important thing in common. And it's the belief in this college's mission, which is to serve and support the students and community members that surround us. I would like for all the scholarship recipients, if you're able, to please stand and be recognized. Woo! To the scholarship recipients, I want you to take this evening in and reflect on tremendous work that you have done already in your lives, in your educational journeys. And I want you to just breathe in deeply and feel the love, the human connection, the capacity of the human spirit in terms of support and being one community. You are loved. You belong here. Every single one of you has hopes and dreams. We're here to support you to whatever those dreams and hopes might be. I'm grateful that you chose Green River College. I can say in my heart that there's no better institution that you could have chosen, but I'm also grateful that you chose Green River because I know you could have chosen to go someplace else, but you chose us. And then what does that mean for all of us who work here, the staff, the faculty, the administrators? It means we are dedicated and we are committed to your success. We come here every day because of you. Because of you. You are our hope. So I've talked about love. Now I'm going to talk about hope. At the beginning of this academic year, and this is my 39th year in higher education, and it's been quite the past year or so, I asked the college, as we moved into this academic year as a single vision, a single community, and a single college, to choose hope. And on the one hand, some people might say, oh, that's just a feeling, it's vacuous, it has no value. I say choose hope because it lets us remind ourselves we have agency. for making the future better. All of our donors here, you have hope. You're giving hope when you generously donate to these students and to our foundation for emergency funding as well. And so, the group I have not asked to stand, if you're able, are our donors. Would all of the donors please stand and be acknowledged? You believe in the future. You believe individuals have hope and an ability to have a better life for themselves and their families. This is a belief and hope for people who don't even know. Our scholarship recipients. One of the beautiful things about tonight, on Constant Share Along, is that the donors and scholarship recipients are getting to meet and to learn about each other, and to see each other in person, and have the human connection. So for me, that's graduation. This is the most significant night of our college's calendar year. It brings individuals who are strangers at first together in connection, providing hope and love for the common greater good of our today's lives. Our college is here to serve our communities and to make our futures better. So I ask all of you tonight, extend hope to each other. Extend love to each other. We have far more in common than we have difference. And our future requires hope. Choose hope. That means you believe and you know that you can make a difference. And we have agency and make our tomorrows better than we are today. So I hope all watchers this evening. Thank you for listening to us this evening. I'll leave steps to your virtual education. And I look forward to seeing more of you tonight, the students. I see you. By the way, I teach the present for the this week. Somewhere, right? So students, keep an eye out for that. For the donors, I cannot thank you enough for the leaders of this institution, for the leaders of this foundation, and for the leaders of students come to us. It's so amazing things. I say this every year, graduation. We cannot wait to see what you all do. Much judgment from your college. Let's do it all. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.
I was just going to get access a little bit. And now it is my great pleasure to welcome Gail Squirrel, President of the Green River College Foundation Board of Directors.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here this evening. This is one of my favorite events. Actually, it is my favorite event of the entire school year here on campus. My husband told me that I wasn't going to stick to my script, and I told him that this time I was going to do it, but I lied. So, actually, we close to the script. First of all, I had no idea. You learn something new every day. I had no idea that this banquet was going on for 25 years. And that is awesome. So it's one more thing to thank you for today. And with that, I'm going into my campus speech. There are often my times. Tonight is all about celebrating. And I'm sure all of you know that we always need a reason to celebrate. And tonight is that reason for me. We're celebrating our scholarship recipients, the donors who help make those scholarships a reality, The readers who diligently review each application before scholarships are awarded. The faculty and the staff, both exempt and classified, who work diligently to make Green River a welcoming place. And as Dr. Johnson so often says, we are all working to make Green River a place where students feel they belong, they are heard, and they are respected. I've had the opportunity to be a scholarship reader for well over a decade now, and I am continually awed by those of you who apply for scholarships. I'm awed by the barriers that they face, the obstacles that you have overcome, and the determination that you have to complete your educational path. And to those recipients, I need to tell you, you inspire me. You inspire me when we build scholarships, and you inspire me when we meet on campus. You guys are awesome, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for pursuing your dreams and choosing Green River for that path. The Green River College Foundation has a 50-year history of providing those resources necessary to ensure that our students succeed. Our job is to support our students in achieving their educational target, not only by providing tuition aid, but also assistance with other fees, such as books, program supplies, and more. Knowing that this support is available to our students, it gives them the confidence they need to continue pursuing their educational goals. This year, the foundation will award 324 scholarships for a total, get this amazes me, of $737,300 just this year. This is just another amazing accomplishment, why I love this college so very much. As the saying goes, it takes a village. And since November is the month for giving thanks, I want to thank each one of you for being part of Green River College's village. Thank you for placing your hope in our students, and so also hope in the future of all our communities. Thank you.
We're on that part now, all the waiting for, just for, take a second, recipients, take a moment, and breathe this in just a little bit. You're a big deal here tonight. You're a really big deal here tonight. And we have 4 amazing students who will speak on all of your behalf. And I'm excited to hear their stories. So, let's get started. First, I'd like to introduce Ahlam, the recipient of the Margarita Navarro Stanson Nursing Scholarship, and I'm going to lose most of my time. Ahlam. Want to get it right. I think that goes most of that time.
You tried my best with the pronunciation. Good evening, my esteemed guests. My name is Ahlam, and I'm honored to be the recipient of this year's Margarita Navarro Stanson Scholarship and the first speaker of tonight's event. First, I'd like to begin by thanking all of you here tonight, to the scholarship committee for taking your time to carefully read and award the scholarships, to the staff of faculty members for all of your hard work, to the generous donors whose kindness has allowed us to fund our costs, to all the volunteers for all of the support for management, and finally, the reasons we're all here tonight, my fellow scholarship recipients. Congratulations. Tonight is the symbol of all of the hard work and persistence. As I reflect on my here tonight, I'm reminded that the world has always been busy. I was born one night in Georgia, where I spent the first 6 years of my life. looking at between love. This is how I was raised by my whole family. Spent over 10 years with my My family has been a huge part of my success. My mother raised me simply as a single parent. Unfortunately, have always had my mom's side of that one side. It got my 2 years siblings in my school until I finished high school in Kenya in 2023. The cost of higher education in Kenya was not what I could afford. And putting that burden on my family members, it felt like a lot. So at 17, my mother and I made the difficult decision that it was time for me to move back to the United States to my studies, where I would have access to financial aid and a chance and opportunity to pursue my goals. My first semester of American college was not an easy one because not only was I adjusted to a new country and a new education system, but just college itself. Back in Kenya, every exam I did was also on paper. So to come here and do this on campus, that was overwhelming. I was constantly anxious, giving a step behind, attending every office hour I could, out of fear of failing and letting my family down. Although the definition of graduation is scary. Through it all, I'm grateful. All the people who supported me during that fast forever, no matter how small the challenges. This series of people have contributed to my success here in the river. The professors showed endless patience and encouragement. They made it from their desk, which we are arguing these exams that make my mind less risky. Of course, they can't get the national stuff. They reassure me every time I have a problem with their account, and then they know that it's actually a big thing. It's not on or campus. And finally, Shio. Joining Shio was the best decision I made for myself here in the river. It's a program that represents in this college, for those who don't know. It's a federal program that supports the disadvantaged students. It's equipped with own dedicated advisors, tutors, and they help with the cost of textbooks and calculators, all which help succeed here in the river. More than anything, she gave me guidance and encouragement. We didn't exist. And I promise this is not ad for Trio. They're not paying me. I just like that when I think that you don't can really discuss it in my mind. Beyond academic struggles, I had my own personal ones. Leaving my family behind was one of the hardest decisions I made in this history. We've always been close to family. It's difficult with us. Younger sisters don't know I got very lucky. As an oldest daughter, Mom and I had a very close relationship. One was more difficult to face over the phone. I also think about my beloved grandma, who is slowly growing in age, and I worry when we as something else. But in these moments, it's important for us to remember our own relationships. Everyone here has sacrificed something to get to where we are, but it's up to us to make sacrifice and worth it. Well, I faced my fair share of hardships in my first 2 years in the United States. I have a lot to show for it. I've been a lot more independent than I ever could have been back home. And now I've had a lot of situations that make me I would give myself so much more credit, a lot of grace. And it is through my hardship that I discovered a passion for nursing. It's that much more validating to think that I get a nursing scholarship because it makes me feel like I can do what I want to. One of the main reasons I pursued nursing in the first place was to help bridge the gap between my abilities and healthcare. My time was working in America, along with the experience that I gained in these countries and colleges, I believe will help me make and become the representation I really like to seek. There's a certain confidence that comes with knowing you have the knowledge and the ability to take care of the people around you. And this is the kind of assurance that I hope to gain as a nurse. With this being my last quarter before transferring for 4 university as well, I am one step closer to that goal. Soon, I will no longer just be Ahlam, but I will have our NSSN. And a final note to all students with diverse and underrepresented backgrounds, such as first generation, Muslims, Somalis, BIPOC, and anyone who has ever felt unease. Never count yourself out. Step into these spaces where you may not see people who look like you. Join that sports team. Join that club. Apply for that job. Apply for that scholarship. And as you do, be the one who encourages others to do the same and makes them feel welcome. Be the change you want to see. We can achieve anything that we set our minds to, and I hope wholeheartedly believe that. Thank you once again to all the good learners who make it possible for students like us to follow our passions and chase our dreams. Thank you to everyone who helped make this event possible. And congratulations once again to all the recipients. We've worked hard for this and we've earned it. Take a moment to enjoy that feeling of accomplishment and really dwell on it. I know it's easy to forget that sometimes. Thank you all for your time.
Wow. To be that articulate, holy cow, that's a great start. I'm just going to take a second. That was amazing. We're going to introduce our next speaker, Jayla. Please come forward. And Jayla is a recipient of the Green River Scholarship. I can securely say that I'm not the same as Dr. Johnson. My name is Jayla. When I was young, I was completely enthralled with trying to figure out how things were made. I was constantly taking things apart and eventually putting some together. When I first saw my first rocket launch,
I was absolutely blown away. Here was this monument to human ingenuity and human craftsmanship that took us into an entirely new dimension. I remember thinking that there were two types of people that found themselves in the position to work on such a thing. Those that were highly educated and those that were highly skilled. My upbringing made it very apparent to me that I wasn't going to be able to afford to be highly educated. This left me to pursue the path of being highly skilled. I began to pursue this path by forgoing going to high school and instead choosing to go to Columbia Basin Technical Center, where for 10 hours a day, I learned trades. I learned everything from advanced manufacturing, engineering, computer programming, construction, and others. After 2 years of this, it was time for me to move on to Running Start, where at Big Bend Community College, I pursued a degree in mechatronics. It was during this time that I was ousted as queer and made to live on my own. At 17, I was working 2 part-time jobs and attending classes. Shortly thereafter, the global pandemic began. Working through the Big Bend decided to drop my program, leaving me without a diploma and without my degree. In spite of that, I was able to fall back on my skills, and I never found myself without work throughout the pandemic. Thank you so much.
Hold on.
Overly organized. After 3 years ago, I was able to get my GED, and I began working as a machinist. I quickly discovered that the amount of information to be found in machining wasn't something that I could tackle on my own. And so I started taking classes here at Green River just to continue to enhance my skills. By the end of this semester, I will be receiving my AAS in machining and manufacturing technology, and I will have fulfilled all of my prerequisites to begin working on my mechanical engineering transfer degree. Although I have worked incredibly hard to be here, I could not have done this without community and without the aid of others. Without workforce education, without machine and fabrication, and now Mesa and the Boeing Company, my pursuits would have been and would be in vain. To our donors gathered here tonight, thank you for aiding those who, like myself, don't fit the mold, those who walk a path of their own. You have helped pave the runway to success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jayla. And it's a rare thing when I have to actually bring the microphone down here. So that was welcome. Our next speaker is the recipient of the Dorothy Martin Memorial Scholarship, Kaleb Valdez Ayala.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Caleb Valdez Ayala, the recipient of the Dorothy Martin Memorial Scholarship. First of all, I want to say how truly grateful I am to be here tonight. I'm really proud. I've grown a long way to be here where I am today. So many sacrifices, so many things I gotta come through, and I'm so glad that I'm doing this. When I first got the email, I was scared. I didn't want to speak in a whole crowd. But I decided to get out of my comfort zone and do this. So I want to share my story right now. My story begins in Bellevue, Washington. I was born there. I was just 3 months old when my parents took me to Mexico. I was raised there. The city where I grew up was often filled with violence and riots caused by cartels. I'll never forget this one day during 7th grade. I remember I was playing basketball at school with my friends when we suddenly started hearing gunshots. The son of a major cartel leader was captured by the police, and in retaliation, they began devastating the entire city. I just remember running to my classroom. We were panicked for our lives, and we hid there for hours until things calmed down. That day changed something inside me. I realized I didn't want my family to be living in constant danger. I wanted them to have a future where they could feel safe, and I knew I was the only one to have the choice to make that happen. At the age of 14, I decided to leave Mexico and go to the United States alone. Leaving behind everyone and everything I loved wasn't easy. Sometimes I felt unsure about my decision, but in the back of my mind, I knew it was the right choice, so I stuck with it. In my first month here, I had to learn a new language, start a new school where I didn't know anyone, and come along with a new culture. Everything was different, as I stated earlier. In Mexico, I used to take exams in paper. We didn't use computers. We didn't use any of the things we use over here. So it was a pretty big shock for me to come here. My first months, I also struggled a lot to make friends. I was too scared to speak English, and I was also bullied for how I looked. I used to be super skinny and had a lot of acne. This led me to think so many times about giving up, but I stayed resilient. I decided to make a change and start going to the gym and start getting out of my comfort zone. And I'm so glad that I did this. This led me to build confidence and make a change in myself. It just pushed me to improve, not just physically, but mentally. Over the time, I found my place. I started to start joining clubs, which I didn't really want to, but I knew it was the best thing for me. And I ended up joining my coding club at my school. This eventually led me to an internship with the IT department at the Arbonne School District. There, I found my dream. I started my passion for cybersecurity. And to prepare myself, I decided to do Running Stars during my last year of high school. And my first classes over here, they were hard, but at the same time, they led me to learn that I was right. Cybersecurity was the thing I wanted to use in the future. It's something that I love and I will always love. I even made plans to transfer to Western Washington University in fall of 2026 to get my bachelor's degree. All these things represented a big step for me. Some things I didn't really think when I first came here. I was just thinking here coming to get a better future, but at the end, I ended up getting a higher education and wanted to pursue dreams I never had before. But like many students, I faced financial challenges. As my parents are in Mexico, They couldn't afford the cost of college, so I began working as a barista to help support myself. What I didn't know is this job would help me to grow so much. I was learning to start conversations with people. I was building confidence in speaking with others, and slowly I was starting to get out of my comfort zone to even be standing here right now giving this speech. I learned throughout all these experiences that life has taught me, you need to have perseverance and have courage to do things you want to do. You need to learn to act when you are afraid, even when you don't want to do things. You need to do them. That's how life works. And I know when you have the courage to do those things, it can take you to places you never imagined. I would have never once thought I would be standing here giving this speech right now when I first came here. I didn't even want to talk to my friends, to the people sitting on my same table back in high school, and now I'm here talking to you guys. So this represents a lot to me, really. And I truly believe in life. And if you want to take that step forward, even when you are afraid, you should do it totally, just like I'm doing right now. Lastly, I want to thank the Greenberg College Foundation, all the donors and staff, for giving me this incredible opportunity to be here tonight speaking to you guys. And I would like to end with a few words in Spanish from my parents, who are not present at the moment, because they're in Mexico, but they're watching me in the live stream. Quiero agradecerles de todo corazón por apoyarme siempre. Y sé que no están aquí, pero que me estén viendo representa mucho para mí. Y son los mejores papás que siempre pude haber tenido. Y en toda mi vida los voy a estar agradeciendo con ustedes. Anyways, thank you everyone.
So Caleb, I will say for myself that looking out into a crowd of 400 people has never been anything but scary. Absolutely. So well done. You did a great job. Our final speaker tonight is Jannatul Ferdos, and I'd like to welcome her to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Before I go on, I want to take a moment to recognize my fellow scholarship recipients in this room. Congratulations to each of you. The journeys that brought us here may be different, but what unites us tonight is courage, dedication, and a shared belief in something greater than ourselves. I'm so proud to be among all of you. Thank you. My name is Jannatul Ferdos. I'm deeply honored to be standing here as a recipient of the SPIA A Scholarship. I am the daughter of Muhammad Shahjan Hussain and Musammat Salma Kausar, and the proud older sister of Muhammad Ashfi Hussain. I'm originally from Bangladesh, but I was raised in Saudi Arabia, a place I have called home since I was about 2 years old. My journey toward aviation began before I even knew what aviation was. My earliest memory of flight goes back to the first time my mother and I got on a plane to join my father in Saudi Arabia. It was both of our first flights, and my mother was absolutely mesmerized, not just by the plane, but by the pilots themselves. She talked about that experience so often that I grew up seeing the same sparkle in her eyes every time she remembered it. That story told over and over again planted something in me, a fascination that slowly grew into a calling. So when I was asked in elementary school what I wanted to be when I grew up, I said it without a hesitation, a pilot. In the community I grew up in, that answer wasn't common, especially coming from a girl. I didn't have anyone around me who looked like me and shared the same dreams as I did. While others said doctors, engineers, or lawyers, I quietly held on to the idea of flying an airplane. My parents, especially my mother, faced criticism for supporting me. People told her this wasn't a path for girls, but she never wavered. My mother grew up in Bangladesh, a brilliant student who didn't have the same chances I have today. She always said, if I couldn't take those opportunities, you must. And she made sure I did. Because of her, I learned early that breaking boundaries doesn't just change your life, it can change generations after you. After I finished high school in 2019, I thought my path would begin right away, but life had other plans. When COVID-19 hit, everything stopped. I couldn't apply abroad, and I waited for years, but in those years, I never gave up on the dream that little girl had. When I discovered Green River College, I knew I had found something special. It offered more than just a degree. It gave me a space to grow as a person, to explore aviation from many angles, and to become part of a community that values people from all over the world. From the moment I arrived, when staff members picked me from the airport, brought me to my dorm, and welcomed me with warmth and dinner, I knew this college would feel like home. Since then, my journey here has been more than learning how to fly. It's been about learning how to rise as a woman, as an international student, and as someone finding her voice in a new country. I have learned that courage doesn't mean not being scared, it means doing things despite the fear. I'm an anxious person by nature. I still get nervous speaking in front of people. I still get scared during turbulence. I even hate roller coasters. But I have learned that growth begins in discomfort. Whether it was applying for my first on campus job or joining a club and daring to answer questions out loud, I learned to do it anyway. Because each time I pushed past fear, I met a stronger version of myself. Green River College has given me that courage. It has given me a sense of belonging I never knew I needed. And when I walked into my first aviation class, where my professor played a scene from Top Gun Maverick, I remember smiling because in that moment, I knew I belonged in that room. To my donors, thank you. You're not just funding an education, you're fueling dreams, confidence, and possibility. You're proving that students like me, from halfway across the world, speaking multiple languages, carrying big dreams, deserve a chance. And to my family watching this from Saudi Arabia, Baba, thank you for being my light, working tirelessly to give me this life. Mommy, you are the reason I'm here today. Your prayers and resilience guide me every single day. Ashvi, my little brother, thank you for being my emotional support system. And to my husband, Muid Hassan, who's here with me today. Can you put your hand up? Thank you. Truly, my home away from home. Thank you for being my biggest supporter, my calm in every storm, and my safe place in this new chapter of life. He's a software engineer, and that's why he has this way of turning every challenge into a simple equation, reminding me that problems always have a solution if you look at them from the right angle. It's only been 2 months since we got married, but in that short time, he's shown me that home isn't a place. Sometimes it's a person. To every girl sitting somewhere in the world, a girl with skin like mine, from a country like mine, wondering if her dreams are too big or too different, I want you to know they are not. You belong in the sky, in boardrooms, in labs, in places no one expected you to be. Because representation matters, and courage can look like a quiet girl who dared to dream of flying. I may still be learning to spread my wings, but thanks to Green River College and the generosity of this scholarship, I know I'm on my way to soaring higher than I ever imagined. To my fellow scholarship recipients, may we all continue to rise, lead, and inspire others who come after us. Thank you.
I would love to lead us in a final round of applause for all of our speakers tonight and also our recipients. We had a great table conversation with Casey today, and some of the themes that we heard in our conversation around family, being scared about the fact that life presents a lot of opportunities for growth, and that sometimes that is very uncomfortable overcoming those challenges. And we heard all of that through the stories today. It's unbelievably inspiring. Thank you so much for those stories that you shared this evening. And those are reflected throughout our entire student body. Students, we're so grateful that you've chosen Green River as your educational community. As Dr. Johnson said, it's an honor to support your journey. from where you are now to the goals you've set for yourself. As you've seen in these stories today, you've shown resilience, determination, and excellence. Each of you represents what is possible when talent meets opportunity. Donors, your belief in our students helps make those possibilities real. Thank you so much. As we close this evening's program, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks once again. We continue to champion education, to invest in each other, and to believe in the extraordinary things that happen when people are given a chance to shine. And I'm going to leave you with something that a student shared with us at opening day. And I wrote it down and I looked back through my binder today to find this quote. And it's for everyone in this room. And what she said was, be an example. It changes everything. Be an example. It changes everything. So I challenge each of you to go out from this place tonight and be an example, because it will change everything. Thank you for being here this evening. Have a wonderful rest of your year and a safe trip home. Thank you.